What are you absorbing it through your skin like
Yes,
that?
Mr. Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Simpson, listen, I promise you.
Give me the levels on the cocaine too, please.
Yeah, please, Mr. Simpson, I wouldn't lie to you. I have no.
Okay.
Why would I lie to you?
Here's what yes. It's not.
On behalf of Mr. Watkins, who's present, Judge, state your name, Mr.
Lawrence
Watkins.
Watkins.
Your Honor, at this time, I believe Mr. Watkins will be waiving his preliminary examination.
Before we do that, we have a violation report. Do you see that,
Yes, Your Honor, I did see the report.
Mr. Allen? What do you want?
Your Honor, I did, I received the report yesterday. I haven't seen any of the underlying tests. It's my understanding that there was a positive test for cocaine several weeks or in mid-November, if my recollection serves me right. He was counsel for that. It was he has not had any other positive tests since. There has been multiple tests. Your Honor has the report.
I do.
Your Honor, Mr. Watkins reports that he has not used cocaine. He has not used marijuana since being ordered not to. And those, that's why I was hoping to.
Hold on, before he says that, if you want me to call over and get the amount.
Well, that's what I was wondering, Judge, if the lab amounts were going, if the amounts were going down progressively with each test, that would be indicative of.
Can I speak, Simpson?
You can if you want to, but you might want to let your attorney talk to you.
No, I don't mind speaking at all. I mean, as far as the marijuana, Mr. Simpson, like I said, since the day I've been going over there, I haven't smoked weed since. And I have no reason to lie to you. Why would I lie to you? I can just tell you the truth. I would just tell you, yes, I smoked, but I haven't smoked marijuana since. As far as the cocaine, like I told my attorney, I was going through my old clothes. Like I wouldn't lie to you. I would have no reason to lie to you at all. I'm doing great in my life. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I showed up to court. You didn't have to put a warrant out for me.
Can you order the results of the marijuana? I need levels.
Yeah, please. I haven't smoked at all, period, Mr. Simpson. If I did, I would tell you. I have no reason to lie to you. And I can just simply say, yeah, I smoked. I slipped up here and there. But I never have. I never smoked since the day I've been through the report, not one time. Not one time have I smoked, period. Not once.
So what's up with the cocaine?
I told you, like I was going through my clothes. I can talk. I don't mind talking. And I found some cocaine in my pocket. The only thing I did was took it out of my pocket, Mr. Simpson. That's all I did, and took it straight to the. I could have sold it. I could have did a whole lot of stuff with it. But I told you I'm doing so good in my life right now. I took it straight to the toilet stool and flushed it. I have no reason to lie, Mr.
So
Simpson.
why is it showing up in your system?
I don't know. I just touched it, Mr. Simpson. I never used cocaine in my life, ever. Just touching it.
You know,
Mr. Simpson, I would never.
No, listen. I've been doing this for a minute. I can't believe you're like an amoeba. What are you absorbing it through your skin like
Yes,
that?
Mr. Simpson.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Simpson, I promise you.
Give me the levels on the cocaine too, please.
Yeah, please, Mr. Simpson, I wouldn't lie to you. I have no.
Okay.
Why would I lie to you?
Here's what I'm. Yes. It's
The
not.
levels for the cocaine were actually included in the original report the court has. It's a pretty small print. It does say 162 nanograms per milliliter for the cocaine.
Oh, I see it. They put it in there.
And it was confirmed.
And I sent that to the. I had.
So
Go ahead, Mr. Simpson.
I don't know how you get 152 milliliters. How do you do that?
Can I talk, Mr. Simpson?
I would.
Well, you've been talking.
Oh, listen, please. Let me clear this up to you. There's no.
You're not doing a very good job.
Mr. Simpson. I know you want him to talk, but let me talk, please.
No, I'll let anybody talk that wants to talk to me. I'm just telling you, you are not helping yourself.
I know. I don't see how, since I would never lie to you, ever. Ever. I've never used cocaine in my life. Only thing I did was touch it. Miss Willard was right there when I showed her. And I took it straight to the, I don't know if it stayed in my system when I flushed it or whatever, but I could take a lie to test. I never used cocaine in my life, Mr. Simpson.
How does it stay in your system when it didn't get there?
When it didn't get there.
You took cocaine out of some old clothes,
Right.
took it right from there to the bathroom.
I didn't say old cloud out of a jacket I had that was in storage, Mr. Simpson. I would never.
Okay, and then I know you would never lie to me.
Okay. Oh,
And so then you didn't do anything with that cocaine.
Mr. Simpson, I
And
never.
then somehow or another that gets into your system
Yeah.
at these levels.
Mr. Simpson.
Oh, you
Yeah.
got to be kidding.
Okay, listen.
Tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to wait for the levels to come across. In the interim, Mr. Allen, take him back, put him in, and then we'll bring you back out.
Okay,
And then I'll do that.
okay,
I'd let you talk.
I know. Can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
Listen, Mr. Simpson, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I call every week and go drop, right? If I'm using cocaine, there's no way in the world I would have went over there and dropped. I would have came in, I would have called over there, told him something, and missed the whole thing, Mr. Simpson. I would have missed it. I would have made an excuse. I would have went to the hospital. Or I could have said this. Oh, somebody put some cocaine in the weed, and I accidentally smoked. And it was in the weed. I could have told you all of that. But I'm telling you the honest to God truth, Mr. Simpson. The honest to God truth. I did not smoke no weed. And if I did that, I could have told you that. You're a fair guy. You've been fair with me every time I came in here. Every time I ever came and seen you, you always been fair with me. So I wouldn't stand in front of you and lie to you. And if I did use cocaine, I would ask for help. I've been doing good for 18 months, period. Working every day, taking care of Miss Willer grandmother for 10 months straight. I never lied to you, Mr. Simpson. I wouldn't do that when I know I can ask you for help.
Okay. I'm going to get levels and then deal with your case at some other point. But right now, you're going to go with my bailiff. We'll get that information and then we'll bring you back out.
Today?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Simpson.
Unless you want me to.
No,
wait.
no, I don't.
Okay,
I really
but if you
don't.
keep talking, it's going to be tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Okay, stop talking. Good, there we
I
go.
wouldn't lie to you.
Okay, I know you wouldn't lie to me. Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Lawrence Watkins.
Ashley Long, because people.
Mike Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor, who's standing here on my right. State your name.
Lawrence Watkins.
All right. Couple of things. First of all, we have sent to council the levels.
Yes, Your Honor, I did receive I did receive them both by email and a printout, and I have shown them to Mr. Watkins. I would. They do. This is for THC. I'm assuming it's for the metabolite, not active. They do show that they are progressively going down, and then they. Well, this document speaks for itself. Obviously, there is a slight jump from 1210 to 1217 of about.
Slight.
Well, I mean.
Okay.
Well, when we look at
to where it was, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's 28. I think the bar graph is probably it starts at 60. I mean, if it started at 0, 1210 and 1217, 1210 would be about 2/3 the size of 1217, not 1/10. It does. I don't know if certain things. Obviously, our body metabolizes things at a different rate. There's a significant reduction in the late month of in late November, and I don't know if these metabolite levels can go up with things like hydration or just how active we've been in the way our body's metabolizing. I do know that since October 29th, even in the worst case scenario, these levels have gone down well over 100, looks like over 130 points. I'd ask the court to, if the court's concerned about this,
He needs to just tell
test.
me, and I don't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Getty, but he needs to just tell me the truth. I mean, that, we can sit there and play this game, but the cold-hearted reality of what happened is he almost goes down to a zero after it kind of falls off, and then all of a sudden it just shoots back up. Then he's trying to tell me that on the 19th of November, that all of a sudden this cocaine through some osmosis process, I don't know how that all of a sudden just gets into his system. So he's just got to start being honest, and don't sit up here and say, I wouldn't lie to you, Mr. Simpson, because this tells me you did.
Mr. Simpson, I would take a lie detector test for you. I would go over there.
I'm done.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to, it looks like he's been testing every 7 to 8 days, maybe increase it to 2 or 3 times a week to allow him to demonstrate that these levels will continue to go down, and that there will be no further cocaine tests. Maybe bring us back in 2 weeks, revisit this issue on a adjourned PCC if the court's inclined to do that. This was going to be a waiver today, but I can understand the court's concern.
I'm going to adjourn him out 1 week to the 26th, 2024, 9 a.m. This time, based upon what the court sees, defendant's bond is revoked, he's remanded.
Your Honor, if I could say, one other thing is that he's been working steady for the last 18 months. He is a caregiver for his significant other's mother. His life is a much markedly different thing now than it was even in October. This is
well, he needs to tell me the truth.
Hold up, Mr.
I mean, no, you hold up. Don't tell me to hold up. You sit up there and tell me.
I'm not lying to you, Mr. Simpson.
Oh, we don't want to do that. We're done. We're done.
If I ever do not smoke weed, baby.
We're done.
I never.
We're
Mr.
done.
Simpson, I'm not lying to you.
You do not yell at me.
I am not lying.
Do not yell at me ever.
Hold up.
No, you would not hold up.
I'm telling you,
Do not talk to me that way. You do not talk to me that way.
I'm not trying
Ever.
to be disrespectful.
Ever.
But I came in here when I was full of garbage. You worked with me. Now I'm telling you the truth, and you telling me I'm lying to you? I have no reason to lie to you, and I know I can tell you the truth. When I used to come in here and I have nothing to stand on, you gave me every chance in the world, Mr. Simpson.
I did. That's why I
can't believe it.
Why I expect the truth from you.
That's what
I'm looking at the graphs.
Even when I came in here, I was full of garbage, Mr. Simpson. You let me go. I'm telling you the truth now, and you think I'm lying to you? I'm taking care of her grandma. I've been doing this for 10 months straight. I've been working. I'm paying child support. I got my name on the lease on the house. I never came in front of you and I had these things accomplished. Now you think I would lie to you? When I know that you're a man and let me finish talking, please. I didn't mean to yell at you, Mr. Simpson. I got the utmost respect for you, and I always have. I'm sorry. But I wouldn't lie to you, Mr. Simpson. I promise you, I'm so sorry for raising my voice. But I wouldn't lie to you when I know I can tell you the truth.
Don't ever do that to me.
I'm sorry, Mr. Simpson.
Shut up right now. You don't ever do that to me. Shut up.
I can't believe you doing
And I know my mom taught me better than that, but you better shut up.
I can't believe you
Shut up and turn around. Just shut up. I sat up there and I listened to you. I did all of that. I don't believe your story about the cocaine. What I was serious, do not say another word, because if you say another word, you're gone. I'm done. I went over and I said I was hoping that the graphs would come back and they would indicate to me that you had not used THC. I was hoping there was something in your story.
Man, I ain't lying to you. Hey, babe, what's the phone number? I'm sorry, just take me easy. Babe, what's the phone number?
Go.
What's your phone number, babe?
Just go.
Yeah, babe, I'm tired, man. I ain't lying to him. You think I'm lying to you? Just take me down, man. I ain't not lying to him, man.
Ma'am, I'll hear from you, but he's not here. I'll hear from him. What's your name?
Amanda Marie Willard. But I don't know about the cocaine issue. I wasn't around for that. We got into an argument, he left, and then he came back and said that he dropped 30 for that. The weed he has not smoked at all since I've been, like, since he had to start dropping.
Can I just say?
I don't understand why he came in here and was like that. But ever since we've got together, he hasn't been in the streets. He hasn't been selling drugs. He's got a job. He helps me take care of my grandma who has Alzheimer's. Like, I can't have him locked up. I don't have nobody else to help me take care of my grandma right now. Like, he's really not doing anything but working, and he stays home with my grandma when I'm at work, and that's it. He doesn't even leave the house.
Yeah. Let me just say this. I've worked with him before. And the thing is, what I saw today, I've seen before with him. What I was hoping, one of two things. One, that he would just really tell me the truth. And then, if not, and if he was actually being truthful with me, particularly about the marijuana use, I don't believe about the cocaine use. And I get what you're saying. You weren't there and whatever. I get it. That what he was telling me was the truth. But then I get the levels. And I'll just describe it to you this way. He's at a certain level, he goes down, and then it levels off. Okay, then he drops to basically almost zero. And then, what was that, the 17th? I want to get the dates right for you. And then the 17th, he pops back up again.
Well, I can't explain.
And so
I just know that he lives with me and my grandma. He's not smoked though at all. Like, so I don't understand that part. I don't know. Okay, so does he have a bond? Can I pay his bond right now? I have to be to work at 5 and I have nobody to sit with my grandma. I don't know what to do right now. He's not a drug addict. He doesn't get high. I'm a heroin addict and I've been sober for 6 years. I wouldn't be with somebody that uses drugs right now. And I wouldn't have him taking care of my 84-year-old grandma either. I wouldn't leave her alone with him if he was selling or using drugs. I smoke marijuana, but I am not on probation or anything. I can drop clean for everything except for that. And I thought he could too, but I don't know. Can I just pay a bond or something?
Oh, dear God. Are you from Milan?
Yeah, you know who I am.
I know. Oh, man.
We just went through a whole court thing with my grandma. My mom was neglecting my grandma. She has Alzheimer's. And I went to court and won in court. We won in court to get her. And I just don't have anybody, no brothers, no sisters to help me take care of her.
Stop. Is that the grandma that was taking care?
Yeah, my grandma Susie. She told me to tell you hi. She said you have to be about her age by now.
Wow. Okay. But that's
no.
grandma that was running after all of you Willard kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be responsible for him.
Hold on. Don't do that.
I will. You
No.
can take my whole check right now.
How much can you pay him, man?
I have 200 on me right now, and then I get paid tonight. I'll have 600 in the morning, and then he gets paid tonight at midnight.
Good Lord, I don't even know why. I'm gonna set his bond at 5,000. I'll give him a 10% privilege, so you need to pay 500. But I'm gonna tell you what. You've been before me before. Probably every Willard and has been before me. You know how I am. So you better talk to him. If he comes in here again yelling at me, not listening, trying to manipulate and do whatever, I'm revoking it. I'll leave it his bond to next week. But I'm going to trust you on one thing, and that is that you go talk to him, that you talk to him and tell him, I'm not playing. He knows that.
Can I talk to him right now?
No. So he's going to go down. It'll be $500. He's got to post. Post it by that time, okay?
By what
Yes, you
time?
can post it tomorrow if you can't come up with 500 tonight, when you said you get your check and you have the 200.
Well, where can I pay it at?
You can pay it at the jail. You have to pay it at the jail because it
Down
wrapped out.
there or up front
I
here?
think it's up front.
Okay.
During business hours and stuff.
Yeah, it's right during business hours. It's up front. Where is it after hours? IITR down there. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I don't know why. I'm gonna trust you. All right.
Well, I mean, I feel like if I can get my life together after 20 years of street, so can he, and he's working so hard to set himself back. I don't know why he just came in here and showed out like that. I really don't.
I don't need.
I really don't know why he did that.
Then you need to talk to. I'm gonna trust you to talk to him about.
I swear I'm gonna do more than talk
Because
to
you
him.
know how I am, and I'll be straight with you. I'll do what I got to do, but you're not gonna come in here treating me like that.
No, I know.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to leave that part to you. I'm going to trust that you're going to do what you got to do. All right. Don't talk to him. Court calls the case, People versus Thomas Styron.
I'm Stein, the living man. I'm here by special appearance to address this matter.
I'm sorry.
So I'm Thomas Styron, the living man, not Thomas Ulrich Styron, the entity you know me as, or as I'm in my papers. I'm here to address the matter.
All right. Thank you. Wish to be represented by an attorney, sir?
No, I'm here, sir, as an appropriate persona.
All right. I do have to advise, so you're going to represent, you need to stand in the middle of the podium where he's telling you to stand. Now. Mr. Allen. If you don't want to cooperate and
I'm
handle
behind the
things,
podium.
he wanted you in the middle of the podium where you're supposed to be. If you don't want to be there, then say no. I'm telling you now to do it.
If you want me to stand close to the mic, no problem.
Sir, you want to play a game with me?
No.
Not today. Mr. Allen, take him. We'll bring him back out when he wants to cooperate. Yeah, I need an interpreter for the last two and that one.
May I swear the interpreter?
Yes, is it for the last two cases?
Yes.
Yeah, that one we'll swear in.
I am Tariq Maratari Kade, the executor of the Tariq Maratari Kade Living Trust and the registered owner of the Tariq Maratari Kade Ex Relatione Kingdomon Wilson Estate.
Right. So you are appearing here without an attorney. I do have to advise you that you are charged with the offense of fleeing and eluding in the third degree under the Motor Vehicle Code. That is a felony punishable by up to 5 years incarceration and or $1,000 fine plus court costs. Additionally, the Secretary of State could suspend your driving privileges for up to a year. Do you understand that, sir?
I comprehend.
Do you understand?
I comprehend, yes.
The court has to further advise you that if you wish to be represented by counsel, the court would ensure that counsel would be appointed to represent you in this matter, and that you would have counsel if you could not afford to hire counsel yourself. I also wish to advise you that the court would be treating you the same as it would the people in this case. There are certain dangers to representing yourself in this matter, in that you will be required to abide by the Michigan court rules, the Michigan rules of evidence, and all of the cases and statutory requirements. You understand that?
I do not.
You do not. What is it about that that you do not understand?
It's against my religion to adhere or to assimilate to any statutory.
Sir, I'm not asking anything about your religion. It is irrelevant to me. I am indicating that in this proceeding, you will be required to abide by the rules of this court. Do you understand that?
I'm having a hard time understanding why or how religion doesn't play a role. If
How what?
how religion does not play a role.
Religion does not play a role in what I do or what this court does. There are certain rules of this court established by the legislature and the Michigan Supreme Court regarding how these particular proceedings will be conducted. These proceedings will be conducted in accord with those rules. Do you understand that, sir?
Well, according to the American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, as well as the international or the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, the state and the governments should.
Sir, you have no authority for what you're about to state because what you're about to state is incorrect.
Oh, I am an Indigenous person.
No,
so I do have.
sir, what you're about to state is incorrect.
Well,
If you were on indigenous lands, if that's where you're going, then maybe you might be right. As it stands right now, this proceeding is not on indigenous land.
well, that's a matter of perspective, sir.
It is, and the only perspective that's going to matter on that is mine. We are not on indigenous lands subject to indigenous or tribal rules.
Is there
You
a
are
law?
subject to the rules of the Michigan Supreme Court as they are promulgated, both in terms of procedure and evidence. Do you understand that that's what's happening, sir?
I do not.
What is it that you do not understand?
I don't understand.
Because I'm going to tell you something, sir. If you are unable to establish or understand what I'm saying, and go through this with you again, I have to assume that there may be some reason why you don't understand. This court will take precautions to protect your rights, and I will be sending you for a competency evaluation to make sure that you are competent to stand trial and to stand in these proceedings.
Well, I would agree to a competency if the prosecution as well as the court and the officers agree to take a competency.
That's not the way it works. You don't get to make the rules.
I'm not.
I'm ordering a competency.
I'm not making.
Defendant is ordered for a forensic evaluation. I will set a competency hearing in this matter for July 25th, 2024. At what time? At 9 a.m. Now, sir, I'm going to ask you this
Yes, sir.
because it's going to depend on where you may be staying for a period of time. If they send you information as to when you have your forensic interview,
Yes, sir.
are you going to cooperate and attend that interview?
Under threat, duress, and coercion. Yes.
Pardon?
Under threat, duress, and coercion. Yes.
No. Not how it works.
I don't.
I'm asking you, are you voluntarily going to cooperate?
I say yes.
Pardon?
I mean, under it, yeah. I mean, is this what are, excuse me, what are you relaying to in regard? What are you insinuating in regards to where I will stay for a time?
I'm going to make sure that we are going to have our forensic interview done. I've ordered a forensic interview. I am asking you whether or not, when given notice of that interview, whether or not you are going to voluntarily cooperate in that interview.
I will take the interview.
Excuse me?
I will take the interview.
Anything from the people?
With the court, ask the people to prepare the order for the competition.
Yes, please prepare the order for this. Is that your address, sir?
Excuse me? That's correct.
All right. All right, very good.
And so I will send a copy to that address.
Very good. All right. This time then bond is continued.
Yes, sir. And I'm sorry, can I get that date again, please, sir? If I can put it in my calendar.
July 25th, you were supposed to, so I'm assuming you're waiving it. You were supposed to file your motion with.
I
the
did,
court.
I filed it.
When did you file it?
I brought it in today.
Do we have it?
I gave it, I mean, it was stamped and everything. I gave it to the reception.
Why didn't you file it before today?
Well, as I stated at the last hearing,
No, don't go through what you
additional week.
stated at the last hearing.
Well, you
You
asked,
knew that, no, you knew it was supposed to be filed before the day. Young man, you're gonna
That's it.
figure out something. We're playing by my rules, not yours. So you know, do not say anything because you're gonna figure that out real soon. Do they have it?
I have not received a response yet.
Since I'm sending in for a competency, I can't hear that. I can't hear his motion in any event. So I won't hear his motion at this time. He'll have to refile it timely if he's determined to be competent. So I'll have his bond continue. He can go. What?
I didn't get the last part that you said. The bond continued and what?
I said you can go.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Okay, where are we on this? This is set for trial.
Yes, Your Honor, to refresh the court's recollection on this particular matter, this is an action for non-payment of rent. We had a trial date set for July 26th. The landlord tried to enter on July 25th and was refused entry. We came to court, all of us ready to go forward, and the court adjourned this to today. The court ordered that the landlord enter on the 28th and the tenant provide a list of repairs. The landlord did enter, even though the power was out on the 28th, was able to fix the garbage disposal, came back on the 31st and the 1st to conduct the other repairs. A list was given on the 28th. It's landlord's position at this point, due to the refusal for entry, that any repairs that were so important are waived, and that the list that was provided on the 28th is relevant and has been completed. It's the landlord's position that has been completed, and we're seeking a judgment of possession for the full amount of rent.
Yes, sir. So since we moved in April, I moved in.
Okay, but hold on a second. I just want to go back to when we were here on the 26th.
Sure. Yes.
You didn't permit them to enter the unit.
Right. I requested to be moved at that time, which was ignored, but they had already been in the unit in June to fix said issues, and they weren't properly fixed. So they were
Okay,
a lot of
okay, you can obviously,
Okay.
but listen,
Yeah.
you didn't let them in,
Okay.
right?
For one of them.
So then. So then I ordered you to let them in. You let them in. You were to give them a list of things that were to be done. So let's start there. Did those get completed?
Yes.
So what are we now fighting about?
The fact that the issue was there for 3.5 months since move-in, many issues. We tried to contact them via phone, no response. They did come to attempt to fix the issues in June, but they weren't properly fixed according to the.
Why don't you move?
At this point, we'll do the year, and then I would prefer just to stay at this point, but the responsiveness of Harbor One West and all that is horrifying. They don't respond to you at all. And there's been plenty of opportunities to fix the issues, and they don't.
So what is now wrong with the unit?
As of currently now, nothing. but for 3.5 months, one of the bedrooms was soaking wet.
Did you
And-
pay the rent?
No.
Okay, look,
we paid-
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's how much over?
Your Honor, the total balance is $5,229. The tenant hasn't paid.
Since when?
Passing-
Just, excuse me, hasn't paid since when?
Since April 17th. His move-in costs were paid, and then there's not been a payment since then.
And give me that figure again, I'm sorry.
Sure. It's $5,229.68. I did put a copy of the ledger for your.
Yes. So, sir, how much do you think you owe?
When there's mold and there's a municipal,
I didn't ask what. I'm just saying, how much do you think you owe?
for until right now, nothing. There's
Seriously.
been mold.
You think you get
It-
100% abatement?
Okay.
That's not gonna happen.
No lessee or licensee shall be obligated to pay rent for any time periods that the lessor or licensee is in violation of this section, which is section 58-122.
58-122 of what?
The premises and all common areas are
Of
within
what?
of the municipal code of the city, I guess, to reference today.
Mhm.
Yes. To keep the premises in reasonable repair during the term of the lease or license, and to comply
Did
with.
you read the rest of that? Did you read the rest of that section?
Yes, I did.
You read the whole 58, the whole section?
No, I just read.
Did you
section.
refer to the other sections that refers to regarding a certificate of occupancy?
No,
Didn't think you did.
they weren't in compliance for over a month. I mean, I guess I don't understand.
No, I can tell.
Okay.
You gave me one section of a statute or an ordinance.
Okay.
Give me the other sections.
I don't have the other sections, Your Honor.
I didn't think so. Why don't you have the other section?
I wasn't provided them. I was speaking to legal services about this matter over and over again.
You want to go call them now, see if you can get the other sections? Because you're just quoting half stuff to me.
Okay.
You want to?
No, Your Honor.
So we can get rid of that. The COC on this building was issued when?
West was the earliest.
I know.
It was,
That had to be in February.
I believe it was in February, Your Honor. It was
And-
long before the defendant took possession of the unit.
So do you understand why what you just read doesn't apply for you?
I just don't understand why, if there's mold that's making me sick, that I've had to go to the doctor.
Do you have medical?
Yes.
Was the medical, well, okay. Goodness, look, you can't give me hearsay statements.
These are medical documents from the office visit for this mold issue, which I've emailed to.
They're hearsay.
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, if a tenant has severe repair issues, which he claims, and mold issues, and then he refuses to let the landlord in, it just doesn't make any sense. And I maintain he's indicated that has been fixed. He had a city violation that was dismissed when the inspector was there. I mean, I'm not sure what we're even arguing about. We would be more than happy to let this defendant vacate the premises.
If the previous, the escrow and the initial rent is given back to the court.
Well, we would not agree with question. Because he moved in and hasn't paid us.
How many times are you not given access to the premises based upon the repairs?
I believe one.
Sir, that's part of the problem here. And you're going to be going out of the world backwards on this because you can't say I have repair issues. Can't say they won't respond and then deny them access.
But that was most recent time, I did not deny them access when they came back in June to fix the issues from the complaint to the city. Said they fixed the issues and they didn't fix the issues.
Your Honor, not to litigate this right now, but we were notified, we thought we fixed the issues. And then the next time when we went back, when we're told that we hadn't, even though the city didn't think there was an issue, we still went back pursuant to having trial the next day and were refused. So this has not been ignored.
It was for.
What do you want?
At this point, I would feel comfortable paying rent from the point now, or at least Monday, Tuesday.
You can't do that.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't.
you denied them access. A tenant can't say there's a problem and then deny them access.
And when we had the issues the first time, we did not deny that. They came, they made their repairs, but they did not actually repair the issues. 2 days later, the city inspector came back and found them in failure to comply. I have that report.
Which, just for the record, the landlord did not receive a copy of.
I don't think that's on me. That would be on the city.
You are simply amazing.
Okay.
Ms. Cunningham, anything you want to say?
Tons, but no, thank you.
No, go ahead. So, were there points in time where either of you could not reside in the unit?
Yes.
Did you go someplace else? Just you or
Just-
both of you? Oh,
Initially, when he moved in, I was to come shortly thereafter, and then when I was helping him, I actually did tell him, and we have a witness that I said it smells like mold in here, and the floor's wet in the second bedroom.
okay.
No,
Did you move in then, or what did you do?
I have issues when I go to his house. I can't go there. I have autoimmune issues.
I have also.
I wasn't talking to you.
Okay, that's nice.
You know what, young man? I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, and I'm gonna tell you, you better check yourself. So I'm gonna give you a minute to go out into the hallway. Otherwise, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna be in contempt. I was talking to Miss Cunningham. I wasn't addressing you. I don't know why you felt a necessity to interrupt her as she's addressing the court. So you might as well take yourself out of this courtroom right now. Right now. Miss Cunningham, you were saying.
No, I made other arrangements because I have autoimmune issues. The plan was, but because there were issues at the apartment, I couldn't move. Arrangements have been made.
So you stayed someplace else.
Yes, I plan on staying somewhere else as well.
Okay, are you currently staying someplace else? Are you paying rent elsewhere?
I am.
Okay. Unit that you rented or what? I mean,
No, I'm staying with family.
gotcha. Just coming in, let me ask you this.
Sure.
If you have autoimmune issues, I get it. And that there's a place where you can't stay. Why would you want to be obligated to this lease? I guess. I mean, I'm just talking for you. I'm not, I mean.
I support Mr. Jenkins in the sense that I have people it wasn't hard for me to find somewhere else to go. I don't know Mr. Jenkins' situation, which is why initially we entered into living together because he did that and it worked, but so I have options. I don't believe he does. So I guess it's one of those, it is what it is situations for lack of a better term.
So I guess, Ms. Cunningham, do you want to be obligated on this lease?
Without sounding disrespectful, I would like my friend to live somewhere that's safe for him. And the fact that he doesn't have other options, I would hope that he could live there safely. I mean, I guess I would ask the court and everybody in the court, would you want your family living there?
Ma'am, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, no, I mean, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. The answer is I support him. I have options. He does not. If this is the way that it has to be, then this is the way it has to be. But no, I would not, which is why I didn't.
So if other options were presented to him. All right. I think I got it. Mr. Jenkins,
Yes, Sean.
if I go through this whole trial, don't just find in plaintiff's favor, and you have to pay 5,000 plus in 10 days. Are you going to be able to do that?
I would not.
So, can in part we kind of really boil this down to what it is? Okay. Because the way that you're proceeding on this right now, and I have to thank Ms. Cunningham because Ms. Cunningham gave me great insight to exactly what I think is going on here. Part of it is you really do have to fight this because if they get the full amount of their judgment, you can't pay it. And then you're going to be out. And then the options that she talks about, regardless of the merits of the case, there aren't other options for you. Right?
Yes.
That's why you can't just leave. We'll let you out. You can't do that, right? I mean, you could, but then you need the funds to be able to do something else.
I'm sorry.
Young man, can I just ask you a question? You've been before me, at least in person, 3 times. This is your 3rd time. Why don't you just say that?
I don't know, Your Honor. I just don't understand how when there are maintenance concerns like there were, we're given plenty of opportunity and it's just like.
Okay, but
I don't get it.
Here's the thing. They're not all dismissed. Part of the issue is getting the maintenance issues corrected.
Right.
But the problem is you made one huge mistake. So you can't have maintenance issues. Landlord comes to fix them. Tenant says, not letting you in, and then says, oh, I'm going to complain about these maintenance issues. It can't work that way. Okay? And then the other part of it is that, you know, I know you've been on the Zoom when I'm going through these cases. Part of the issue becomes, from my perspective, is how to keep people out. It really isn't about trying to kick people out. But one of the things that I think you should learn from that is, or should have picked up from that is, just give me the honest story. Right? But the reality is, Your Honor, I can't I can't go anywhere else. I might be struggling for this reason, that reason, whatever the reason. But here's where I am. And then try to figure out a way to make that work. Right?
Yes.
Because otherwise, the problem is you go through this whole thing and then you got 10 days to do something. And what? So if I told you you had to put another 2,000 into escrow, could you do that today?
Today, no.
Could you do it in 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Did you talk to them? I mean, so here's the thing. You're telling me a condition exists, right? But now what makes the landlord not really have to negotiate regarding that is you didn't let him in. Okay?
Yes.
And it's like with regard to most issues, the tenant doesn't report it. And the landlord, just by way of osmosis, is just supposed to know. It doesn't work that way.
I mean,
I'm not saying that's just the case. And what I'm giving you examples of is the tenants have obligations too. They have to notify the landlord. They have to make sure to provide access. They have to make sure to do all of those things, right?
and they were done until 2 weeks ago. I mean, I did all that. So that's where I'm just a little confused. Yes.
Right. The section they give you, at some point, that unit passed a direct health and safety inspection.
Right.
All right. Now, if something happened between then and then, okay, then it's got to be dealt with.
Right.
But the landlord has to know.
Right. And
then you have to provide access. And that's your big problem with this case. Even if, let's say, I believe everything that you tell, you almost negate your own case. So let's think about the big picture. You want to stay, right?
For the remainder of the lease, yes.
All right. Right now, if I had to make a finding, we'd probably get everything. Okay? So if we operate just for the moment on that assumption, okay? How do you propose getting to your goal of being able to stay?
By providing the rest of the rent if it was to go in their favor.
Maybe I should inartfully ask the question. Okay. You want to stay the rest of the lease. Okay. You're about 3,000 some change behind, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you propose making that up so that you can accomplish your goal of staying the rest of the lease?
The next pay period, I can put at least another $1,500 in. I'm not quite sure where the over 5,000 is coming from, since we did pay the,
Hold on. Did you have a ledger? Okay. So go ahead.
I'm sorry, so we paid, like post-dated rent for April. So that until May 1st would be May, June, and July would have been. No, legal fees, got it. It's the legal fees and late fees that are the issues.
Yeah.
Because the rent is the 1050. And I see that now.
Okay. So how would you get yourself out? I give them a judgment for that full amount and tell you got to do something in 10 days. What do you do?
I wouldn't be able to do that, Your Honor.
Then what would happen?
I would have to be evicted.
And then where would you go?
Have to find other options, I guess.
They're not there right now, right?
Not currently. I mean, I would have to obviously start looking around, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So of this 3,000, how do you propose? How would you make that up? I mean, how do you see making this work for you to get to where you want to be, which is to remain there the rest of your life?
I mean, I get paid every 2 weeks. I can every 2 weeks put money towards the rent, obviously. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How did you find yourself in this position?
By withholding the rent and spending it while these issues were there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your honesty, because I knew that's what happened.
Yep.
Okay. So you know something, Mr. Jenkins? I've been doing this for a long time. Right? And I know. I think you were, every time you'd walk in, you were angry. You weren't sure how to get yourself out of this. And so you just kind of puffed up. And it wasn't going to get you anywhere. Isn't this a much better conversation to have?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. So sometimes in life we just do stupid things. Well, I don't say stupid things, but we just do ill-advised things. Like supposed to be withholding our rent, and then we spend it on something else that happens, and the next thing you know, D-Day comes, I ain't got it. Right?
Yes, sir.
Happens. How old are you? Okay. You got a lot more time to make a lot of stupid decisions, so don't worry about it. Okay? They're just gonna happen. Okay. Is there any room with some of the late fees that you could maybe do? I realize that you don't have to, but he wants to stay. I think if nothing else out of this, he's learned something. And he can figure out a way to get this paid and caught up. Right now, in my estimation, is an opportune time to try to arrange to do that, because we're at the beginning of the month and we don't have September clicking. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Talk to the landlord, see what they're willing to do for you, and give them a proposal as to how you're going to get this paid off and caught up. Okay? All right. Why don't you go?
Clarify what is in escrow right now.
I have 1050 twice.
Okay.
Is that right? Is that what you?
21.
Yeah, about 21. Is that what you have? You didn't make a payment in August, so did you?
No.
I've got 2 payments. One on. You're not finding any? No, I got.
777.
Yep.
I mean, why? They should have 2 payments.
2100.
Yes, 2 payments at 1050. Right. That's what we did. All right. McMahon, go out and talk to them. All right. See what you can work out. Remember your end goal.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. See the other one.
Mr. Thurman, you're back. Okay. So I told you before, two of my main concerns are, or my two main concerns are, number one, are you going to go back to the jurisdiction that where you're wanted from? And number two, most importantly, are you a danger to my public? I take public, safety. It's as important as my hair. You know what I mean? It's that important, right? Because I don't want anything to happen out there with my name attached to a bond. I try everything in my power to ensure that everybody's protected. And I see that you're wanted for a really serious case. It's an armed robbery, right? I mean, that's what you're wanted for. There's no denying it. That's what it says on the paperwork.
He's on lifetime probation in Michigan.
Lifetime? There's such a thing as lifetime probation?
Yes.
Whoa.
So that Kate, I want to let you do the talking.
No, he did his time and he got out and lifetime probation out of Michigan. So that's what's happened. I believe it got.
So how on what would, aside from like a murder case,
so he was
what
charged
would garner
twice, along with 2 armed robberies.
I wasn't charged twice for no murder.
It just shows up.
It just shows up
Oh, I was about to say, I wasn't charged
Murder
twice.
along with armed robbery or aggravated robbery in our jurisdiction. He's placed on probation. Since that time, he's been charged in our jurisdiction with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and felon possession of a weapon. In those, he had bond conditions when it started off, where he was ordered to have a GPS monitor. He has had multiple curfew violations on top of that noted. And so I do believe he's a safety risk, because even with literally an ankle monitor, he doesn't follow court conditions. And so I believe he is a safety and flight risk. And the fact that there was a weapon involved with multiple witnesses, some of them children, even threatening to murder them, is that I would be opposed to a bond being set. Also, it should be noted that because of the way the probation was transferred, I can't confirm, so I can't approach on it yet. But from what I see on the system is that he moved the probation to Texas, which means there's an ICA, but I don't have the documents, which is why I can't present them. If there's an ICA hold, he's ineligible for a bond, because that's an ICA hold. I don't have it, which is why I can't say, but if I get the documents.
interstate compact agreement.
I understand. May I speak, Your Honor?
Of course.
Okay. After we talk about the probation, I'm at the probation, the GPS curfew wise, my judge knows all that was going on. So he knows every information to why I've been late. I have evidence of why I'm late. So he knows everything that's going on with my GPS.
You're not supposed to be late.
He knows why though.
I understand.
That's why he overlooked. He said, okay, it's fine. He said it was fine.
Quick question, is it a motion to adjudicate?
Well, no, it's still open case. It's not under probation, but you're asking if they do a bond violation report. They did on November 1st, 2024. They filed a motion to revoke.
Oh, so it's recent.
Mm-hmm.
It's very recent.
So they've not heard. Okay, and then so there's not been a hearing on that yet, right?
No. But that's even after they amended the order. Also, he has further bond violation reports on December 18, 2023, another one on November 28, 2023, and that's after they amended it twice. One moment. So he seems to be agreeing with this. So the fact that he has 3 violations on top of having lifetime probation and a possible ICA, obviously, I'm still opposed for him.
Why are you on lifetime probation?
That's the way they set it up as. I took the plea deal.
What are you on probation for?
The armed robbery, conspiracy committing armed robbery. I did 5.5 years. Came home off lifetime probation. And to continue what I'm saying, so I'm a threat to, a flight risk. I can't be a flight risk. Every court that they set, I came every single time. Every court that Michigan have set, I flew out there every single time. I knew I was getting locked up Monday. They told me that Thursday. I still showed up to court and got locked up. So there's no flight risk in this whatsoever if I've been showing up every single time.
And you may be showing up, but at the end of the day, you continue to do what you want to do without regard to bond conditions.
And what do you mean by that, Your Honor?
Meaning that they put you a GPS monitor, and they give you a curfew.
Yes.
And you don't abide by the curfew.
I was working, Your Honor. That's why the judge has extended, because they had my probation curfew time at us. I forgot what time it had as, but I had started my new job because I came, got locked up, lost my other job. He said, okay, the violation he's talking about, I came into court and talked to the judge, and he extended my curfew. He was like, okay, we've been working. I said, yes, I have documentation of new work. So I'll show all my documentation, and he said, okay. So the stuff he's mentioning violations for, they're already been taken care of. So he's not stating that either. He said 2023 is, obviously I'm still free, right or wrong. I'm still free. That means he's seen all the paperwork. Obviously, I came with legit paperwork.
And that's kind of where I was coming from at it. If it's a lifetime probation and it's curfew violations that he's still out, my speculation would be that he was able to make an explanation to the judge, and that's why he's not been revoked. So he's still here. As to the underlying charge, it's still a charge and that's what it is. Like he said, he turned himself in on Thursday knowing that he was going to get arrested and held. And so I'm sure that Michigan it's a probation violation because of the underlying charges. And plus that's where that MRP is probably coming from. I believe he's proven time and time again that he's gone to Michigan, taking care of what he needs to take care of, and he will still be here he's been on bond on the underlying case for about a year. Your Honor, he's not been locked up this whole time up until this recent arrest. So, and at this point in time, this is really just for if since we don't have proof of an ICA, if the judge is willing to set a bond, how much that would be, if there's a willingness to set a bond.
Let me read this to you.
Yes, Judge.
Texas Code of Criminal Procedure 17.03. NLR, out of state Michigan, armed robbery, armed robbery with a conspiracy, 2021. Probation transferred to Texas 3/20/21. Concurrently charged with murder, which was dismissed. No holds. Defendant is not indigent, and defendant is alleged to have gone to complaining witness's home and pointed a gun at complaining witness and complaining witness's 3 children because one of the complaining witness's children was involved in a dispute with defendant's sister at the child's school. Defendant threatened to kill, quote unquote, everyone in the home. Defendant then left complaining witness's home and came back with defendant's father, both ready to fight complaining witness and complaining witness's wife. That's the aggravated assault that we have now. So, knowing that you're on lifetime probation for a very serious case, you know that you're supposed to be out there with a halo over your head. And yet you pick up an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon where allegedly a gun is pointed at kids. I mean, the way your mannerisms.
I would say something, Your Honor, that's why.
But don't, though. You have this open case.
Understandable.
Everything they can say, they can use it against you. My concern is public safety, man. And you got to understand that I don't know if you're guilty of this offense or not, but the problem is bad stuff keeps happening to you for some reason. It's like somehow, sometimes people are their own worst enemy. They get out and then something happens and then they just end up picking up another charge. It's like a cold. You pick up another charge, you pick up another charge here, you pick up another charge there, you don't follow bond conditions here. Mr. Thurman, you scare me, man.
Can I scare you, Your Honor?
Yeah.
And I've been out for a whole year since this case happened, and this is my first time being into this courtroom again, and you're fearful for safety if I've been doing nothing but right and working.
That's not true.
That has been true. I've been out for a year on bond, and I have not been into this no courtroom, but in Orange Junction, I should say. Your courtroom, anybody's courtroom.
You want me to reward you for being
but you say you're in fear. You say you're in fear for safety. That's what I'm saying. Like, who are you in fear of? I have not been into any trouble. whatsoever. I've been squeaky clean, just I bonded out.
And Your Honor,
You don't get rewarded for being a good person out there. You know what I mean?
I
You're
understand
supposed to be like that anyways.
I understand that wholeheartedly, Your Honor. I'm just saying, when you say you fear, and I'm saying, how are you in fear if I've not been doing anything? That should show you some type of sign, like, okay, he's not been doing anything wrong. So where is the fear come to play? That's what I'm asking you.
The fear is really because, when people come here, it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, rainbows, gumdrops. And then when they get out there, they turn into different people. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. And I don't want that. Like, I don't want someone out there to suffer because we let you out. I let you bond out. You've got an armed robbery, you've got an ag assault. You continue to violate conditions on those bond, right? That shows me that you're not willing to abide by bond. I mean, quite frankly, you're lucky to even be out on those charges with the ankle monitor, and you continue to violate.
Your Honor, you keep saying violate. Like, if I was in violations they have on file, by the way. Those have been taken care of. Once again, you keep on saying violations, but they took care of. The felony court judge seeing I have proven, what's the word I'm looking for? Just proven, facts that this is why I'm late. I have a new job. I got fired because I got arrested from the other job. So I started a new job. For me having a felony in my position, and just call it what it is, a young black man with a felony, it's hard for me to get a job anywhere. So the jobs I do get, I take up on those. So it's hard for any shift they open up for me, I'm going to take it and show my work ethic towards that. So I let the judge know that. He sees that. He understands, like, okay, that's why you keep on bringing up violations. I have to work. I have to eat. I have a house to live in, like anybody else here. So you keep on bringing that up. I'll keep saying that. I already talked to the judge about it. He granted it already. He let it go. That's why I'm still free to this day. Well, was free to this day. And you keep bringing that up. You saying threat to your fear, which is understandable. Everybody gonna have fear, but I have not been into any trouble. I've been working. I've been working for a whole year. I've been on my P's and Q's. And like you said, the police report that you're reading, sir, the case is still open, so I can't really speak on it. I'm pretty say much, but it's a lot more to what you're just reading on that police report. It's always gonna be video cameras and house ring cameras, body footage. It's gonna be a lot more other things that you're not gonna be able to read off a police report. It's just understandable.
Just too much blood, Mr. Thurman. I'm sorry. I can't set you on. It's just too much. I'm sorry. Hey, this isn't.
Do not walk away.
This isn't.
I said, okay, it's fine.
Really, I understand that you're hurt, Mr. Thurman, but look.
I've been doing my best, Your Honor. And y'all sit here tell me I'm the bad guy, and I've been doing nothing but my best of my abilities, working, staying out of trouble. And you're a threat, and I'm a threat to society. Really? For a whole year I've been out? And they just not issue a warrant for me just now recently? And I come to turn myself in, and I'm a threat to society. And people, you fear me for what? From turning myself in and show you that I'm not running for nothing. I'm not running for anything. I'm innocent, and I'm coming to show you I'm innocent by turning myself in. But y'all a threat. You can let go of me, sir.
Stop.
You can let go of me.
You don't not tell me how to do my job.
Just you can let go of me. Grab my arm too tight.
Guys, relax. Relax.
All I said, grab me. Look how you grabbing me up.
Back up.
Look how they grab me. I said you let me go a little bit.
You gotta calm down.
I'm calm. I just asked him a question. I asked him why she let me go a little bit, sir. That's all I said.
Come on. Open the door.
That's all I said. When you make somebody cuss you out, you think? You said I'm all tight. You just love me. You know what I'm saying?
So he already waived, so if
He did.
holds it, then it's.
Just, I can't.
I'll go talk to him, but once again, Judge, understandably, I think I know that he's frustrated. I believe.
I understand. I get it. And I would be too, but I can't. That's just too much blood. It's too much.
It looked like there was.
Even, and I'm going to tell you, even if he didn't have those bond violations, I'd still be very hard pressed to even,
No, and I was curious because when you brought it up, it was a little bit older, and so I was wondering why.
Do you know, are they going to come get him?
I'm not going to get him. I was trying to figure out why now, and they were just having back and forth.
But here's the problem. So he hasn't made bond on those cases. So we're sitting anyways.
Yeah.
He has not?
No.
He said he did.
No, he's not made bond on those cases. He's
been in jail for a year?
No.
He may have, but they revoked the bond.
Yes.
So he's sitting there, and I didn't have the heart to tell him right now that the 14 days is not going to apply.
Yeah.
Because
I gotta do that.
Well,
I will, really.
I
It's
will.
just-
I'll let him know.
I'd imagine it's gonna get resolved, because it's one of those, it's a bizarre, so we revoked, Harris County revoked because Michigan revoked because it was charged with the ag assault. So it's a chain of events, because the only thing the court sees is that they revoked
So-
on the probation, which was called.
Please let him know that the 30 days hasn't kicked in and it will not.
It will not kick in.
Resolves.
Right.
And either he resolves the cases.
So which
Okay.
one does he need to resolve first in order for?
Well, for the felon possession of the weapon, there's, hold on, I don't want to.
Is there an offer?
No, it's going to trial. That's why it's been reset out. It's been separate jury trial at least.
Four
Really?
times.
4 times. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
5 times, Judge.
Next time is January 6, 2025. But he's held on 55,000 bond for the ag assault and 55,000 for the felon possession. So he has to come up with 110,000 for.
Wait a second, so
So it doesn't matter what you did today.
can't, even if I gave him a bond today, he would still have to make those bonds.
110,000.
So my question now is, when did that warrant for the felonies pick? Because he's saying he's been out for a year ever since this
I'll
ag
explain
assault got picked up.
I show a remand defendant custody on November 18th, but I don't know what the previous.
So the only reason why his felony bonds got revoked was because Michigan revoked.
Oh, no, it doesn't, but we don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's no notes that reflect why they revoked the bond. It just says court directive remand defendant to custody. Let me see if they give an explanation. Hold on.
Okay.
It's remand custody, violation report, but that's not a revocation. Yeah, because.
It's a violation report from Michigan?
No, for me, so remember when I said the newest violation was on November 1st for all the curfew violations?
Mm-hmm. Is that from here?
Technically, that could be the reason why they revoked instead of Michigan. I don't know, because I don't have the document. And
Yes.
so.
But he hasn't gone out to Michigan to I guess take care of
For that
the
one,
current
that
bound
one's
violation.
2023, so it would have predated.
I get you.
Take some time for them to do it, which is why I hate it, because they should have waited to file it. But whomever originally had him, well, actually, if he said he was in the courtroom when it happened, yeah, sheriff's office. So they should have known to wait and file.
I got you. Okay.
Okay, well, I guess reset to track locals. Oh, man.
Don't set it to January.
I'm not. When in December would you like to touch base?
Now, my question now is, does it matter for us to touch base if his locals are gonna be reset out, far out? What's the point of?
Yeah, we have to,
You gotta do like a plea deal.
Makes sense.
Or mid-trial dismissal, because it's Troy Locklear on the one of.
So let's do this. Do you see a date for like a pretrial motion or a pretrial setting for them?
They file a motion.
Highly doubt it, Judge.
I mean, there's nothing between here and there. Judge Jones, I would be surprised if they set another.
Okay.
So if you want to talk to Troy.
18th, 17th of December?
17th of December.
Finner?
Yeah.
Is it Troy Finner?
No.
Troy Locklear. So hold on, December 17th.
I'll find out.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
17th or 18th, whichever one of those days works for you, I'm good by it.
I live in this building, you tell me.
And then if you have any problems with him, just, we can bring him back out as far as just tracking locals, meaning that just let him know they revoked the bond. And essentially the time here, it's kind of told until he either gets a bond reinstated, post bond, or somehow deals with the case.
Because the bond is set, so if he can come up with the money, he can. But I'll put 17, and then if you want to sooner or a couple days
Gotcha.
out, let me know.
Sounds
See you
good.
tomorrow for.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think
Thank you, Judge.
we are done.
Big excuse.
Oh, my God.